Hello and welcome to another video. Today we are going to be going through the Royal Schools of Music Grade 2 sample paper. So let's start at the top and read our way down. You're given an hour and a half for this exam with a total of 75 marks. And then they just highlight the terminology at the bottom here. So I'll be using these top words: bar, semibreve, minim, crotchet, quaver, and semiquaver. But there are other names for them here. Alright, let's get started with section 1, rhythm. 1.1. Circle the correct time signature for each of these bars. Okay, question A. What have we got to choose from? We've got 3-4, 3-8, and 2-4. Alright, so let's go in and see what we've got. We've got a quaver, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 semiquavers. So already I'm seeing that this is the largest value note in this bar. And these two semiquavers add up to that. So it's possible that we're counting in 3-8 here. So let's see if we can count in 3-8 and count the quavers. So this will be our first quaver. And then if we come over here and we add these two semiquavers up, we get our second quaver. And then if we add these two quavers up, we get our, if we add these two semiquavers up, we get our third quaver. So this would work as a bar of 3-8. Alright, question B. What have we got? 4-2, 3-4, and then this, which is cut time, which is just another way of writing 2-2. So let's see what we've got. We've got a dotted minim, which is 3 crotchets, and then 3 crotchets there, and then a minim. So how many crotchets are in this bar? Let's count the crotchets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's like 2 bars of 4-4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 crotchets. So I'm thinking maybe it's 4-2, which means that there are 4 minims in this bar. So let's see if that works. So we've got our first minim here, and it's dotted, so it's worth 3 beats, which means that it's actually tied over in a way to our second beat of the bar. So we're just going to write that there. And now this would be the and of 2, and this would be on the third beat of the bar. This would be on the third beat of the bar. This would be on the and of 3. And this final minim would be on the fourth beat of the bar. So we can fit 4 minims into this bar. So the answer for that, 4 minims. Alright, question C. What have we got an option here? Common time, so that's also known as 4-4. And then 3-4 and 2-4. Alright, so I'm looking at it and I can see that there's already a good chance this is 3-4. Because we've got a triplet here, and triplets fit into 1 beat. And then on either side of this triplet we've got 2 crotchets. So let's count crotchets. 1. Alright, and then this triplet here, this triplet fits into the second crotchet beat, and then that crotchet there is our third crotchet beat. So that is 3-4, a bar of 3-4. Alright, 1.2. Add the missing bar line to each of these 5 melodies. Okay, so what's our time signature? We're in 3-2. That means that every bar has to have 3 minims in it. So let's just start hunting for minims. Here we've got one here, 1, and then it's dotted, which means that it's actually worth 3 beats. So this here, this is going to be our AND of 2. So we've got our second beat somewhere over here, let's put it. And this will be our third beat over here. Yeah, and we found it. We found the place for our missing bar line. But let's keep going and let's see if we can add the rest of this up to 3 minims just to check that we've got it correct. So we've crossed the bar line, and the first note we get to is this minim over here. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 quavers. So 4 quavers adds up to 2 crotchets, which is a minim. So there you go, 2 beats. So we've got 2 crotchets. 2 crotchets makes a minim. Nice. We found 1, 2, 3 beats in the second bar, which means that's correct. Question B. All right, so this here, if you remember, is cut time, 2-2. So they've written it 2-2, but you could write it like that. So we need to find 2 minims and then draw our bar line. A minim is made up of 2 crotchets. So here's the first of those 2 crotchets, and that is on beat 1. And then we've got a dotted quaver and a semiquaver, and that makes up 1 crotchet. So this and this is our first minim here. And what comes after it is this crotchet on the second beat. So then we need to find another crotchet's worth of notes. And here we have it. 2 quavers make a crotchet. Plus this crotchet makes our minim. And immediately after that, we're going to put our bar line. And let's add up the rest of these notes just to check. So we'll put our first beat of this bar there. It's a crotchet. And then we need 1, 2, 3, 4 semiquavers to make another crotchet. That's 1, 2 crotchets. And there's our second crotchet in the bar. So yeah, it is 2-2 or cut time. All right, question C, 3-4. All right, this is a pretty easy time signature. We need to find 3 crotchets and then draw our bar line. So quaver on our first beat of the bar and 2 semiquavers. 2 semiquavers make a quaver, and a quaver plus a quaver is a crotchet. So this is our first beat of the bar. That means this is our second beat of the bar. And this triplet here is on our third beat of the bar. This triplet fits into 1 crotchet, which means our bar line comes after that. All right, now can we make up 3 beats from what we've got left? Just to check our answer. We've got a dotted crotchet, which will be landing on the first beat of this bar, and then another crotchet here and a quaver. So this dot is adding half of the crotchet's value to it, so it's 1.5 beats. So the second beat we can write there. This is the AND, or the upbeat, all right, of the second beat, and here we have our third beat in the bar. Cool, so that's correct. All right, question D, 2-4 is our time signature. So we need to find 2 crotchets, and after our second crotchet, we draw in our bar line. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4 semiquavers make a crotchet, and this is on our first beat of the bar. And they're grouped together in a group of 4 to make it easier to read and to make it easier for you to follow along and see where the beats are. So 4 semiquavers there makes a crotchet, dotted minim, plus a semiquaver makes a crotchet. And again, these are grouped together. Look, it's not joined up there or joined up there, because this is the second beat here. It makes it easier to read. And that's where our bar line goes, after the second crotchet. Let's count up what we've got here, just to double check. A quaver, a semiquaver, and a semiquaver. They are grouped together, which is a big hint. So that's the first beat of the bar. And then, of course, the next thing to come on that semiquaver is our second beat. Cool. Question E. All right, so C, of course, just means 4/4. So we need to look for 4 crotchets and then write our bar line. All right, so now we've got a triplet, but this is a triplet made up of semiquavers. So this triplet fits not into a crotchet. No, this triplet fits into a quaver. And that quaver is the missing quaver from the second beat of the bar. This is the upbeat of the second beat of the bar, this quaver. So here's our first beat of the bar. All right, we've got a dotted crotchet. So our second beat, we'll just put that there as a placeholder. This is the and of 2, and this is coming down on beat number 3, this crotchet here, which means this quaver is our 4th beat. And of course, we need 2 quavers to make a crotchet. And remember, we are looking for crotchets here, right? We're looking for crotchets. So that means that the next thing after that quaver is our bar line. Let's double check at the end of this. All right, so we've got a crotchet here. That's the first beat of this bar. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 semiquavers. That's landing on beat number 2, this note. But we know that 4 semiquavers makes a crotchet. And then a minim, so beats 3, and that's tied over, well, not tied over rather, but held for 2 beats. So beats 3 and 4. Nice. Okay, 1.3. Tick 1 box to answer each question. How many semiquavers are in a dotted crotchet? All right, so semiquavers, watch out, they're asking for those notes, hey? Semiquavers. So what is a dotted crotchet made up of? What's the next value down that we can use? Well, we can use quavers. So some very poorly drawn quavers here. But a dotted crotchet is worth 3 quavers, all right? But we're not looking for quavers, we're looking for semiquavers. How many semiquavers can you fit into each of these quavers? Well, you can fit 2 into each of them, right? 2, 4, 6. So the answer is 6 semiquavers in a dotted crotchet. All right, question B. How many crotchets are there in a semibreve? Well, there's 4. So semibreve, one of those notes, it's worth 4 crotchets. Okay, 1.4. Tick 1 box to show which bar is grouped correctly. So we talked a little bit about grouping up in the other question here. Let's just go back up. So good grouping, when you're writing music, is going to group notes together within the beat that they fall on as much as possible to make it easier to read for the musician who's playing it. So we want to look for a piece of music that immediately stands out as being the most readable piece. And this, to me, just from looking at it, is the most readable piece of music. So I would venture that this is the answer to the question. But let's just go to the other examples and see why maybe they're wrong. Right, so this is the first beat of the bar. We're in 4/4. And what's the rhythm here? It's ta 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 ta. All right. So here's our first beat of the bar, this crotchet, which means this quaver is going to be on the second beat of the bar. We can only fit 2 quavers into this one beat. So why then is this barred over to the third beat here? And then this fourth beat. So this is the error in this bar. It's in this bar of music here is this. What's wrong in this bar? Well, this is on the first beat of the bar. That's fine. It's a crotchet. All right. So we've got these 3 quavers here joined together. That could easily be mistaken for a triplet, right? Although it isn't one. Really, this shouldn't be here, and this should be joined up. All right, so we found our answer. Let's move on to 1.5. Tick or cross each box to show whether the rests are correct or incorrect. All right, so no rests in this bar. What about this bar? Yeah, that's fine. We got a crotchet on beat 1, and then this 2 and 3 beat rest here. So that's fine. What about this one? 1, beat 1. All right, so this is on beat 2. All right. Not really much we could change here. This starts on the second semiquaver of beat 2. So we need to put a rest there. So yeah, that's looking good to me. All right, how about this bar? Well, this is on beat number 1. And then we've got a quaver rest and a crotchet rest. I don't see any other way how we could write that, so that looks good to me. All right, 1.6. Look at this bar of music. Which of the following shows the bar above correctly rewritten using notes of half the value? Tick 1 box. Okay, so we want to find something that is rewritten in exactly half of the value. So what is this? This is a quaver. So we could just write it out ourselves. So half a quaver is a semiquaver, right? So it'd be using semiquavers, all right, instead of quavers. And half of a crotchet is a quaver. So we put 2 quavers like that. So is there something that looks like this? Yeah, there it is, over there. This isn't it. And this isn't it. No, it's this answer over here. Section 2. Pitch. 2.1. Tick 1 box to show the correct name of each note. All right, question A. We are in the treble clef, and we have a key signature here, a D major key signature, F sharp and C sharp. And where is this note? Well, this is in the F space, right? Remember, face in the space, F, A, C, E. But it's not an F. It's in fact an F sharp because of the key signature over there. It's making it an F sharp. All right, question B. We are in the bass clef. All right, this is a very low note and can be kind of hard to remember what these note names are sometimes, especially this low down in the bass clef. So what you can do is you can count up 8 notes from it, starting on the note 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we get to that note there. I'm just counting space, line, space, line, space, line, space, line, up to 8. And that brings the note up an octave. And of course, a note an octave above is going to have the same name. which will make it much easier to remember what that note is. So that's a B. All right. Question C, we are in the bass clef, and we have B flat major, key signature here. And what note is this? So this is an A. No funny business going on there. It's just an A. It's not being affected by any of these flats. All right, question D. We're in the treble clef. This is a C. All right, face in the space. There's the C space right there. Okay, question E. We are back in the treble clef again, and that is a B flat. It's quite high up. Again, you could do the same thing you did with this. You can count down 8 notes. And remember, we're just going space, line, space, line, space, line, space, line, 8 times until you get down to a note that perhaps might be a little bit easier for you to remember if you are unsure. All right, question F. We are in the bass clef here. So this is an F sharp. F, G, A, B, C. Just checking, counting up to a note that I know. Let's move on to 2.2. Tick the correct clef needed to make each of these named notes. All right, so where is this an A? It's an A in the treble clef. And where is this a B? Also in the treble clef. And of course, if you're learning an instrument and you're reading a lot, then these are just things that are going to be quite easy for you to remember. Okay, 2.3. Rewrite these notes in the new clefs, keeping the pitch the same. Okay, right. So first of all, what is this note? Well, here's middle C, all right? There's middle C. Let's count down from C. C, B, A, G. So that is a G, all right? But we want to find the same pitch, keeping the pitch the same. So where's middle C in the bass clef? All right, well, it's up here, all right? So C, B, A, G. Let's count down. C, B, A, G. And there we have it. We got to rub out this, though, because that would be wrong if we left it there. Nice. So there's G. Okay. So bass clef to treble clef now. What is this note? Well, we know that this is middle C over here. So C, D, E. This note is an E. And E, a third above middle C. Where's middle C in the treble clef? It is there, all right? That's middle C in the treble clef. So we want to just go up 3 notes to find E. C, D, E. And there it is. There's our answer. Keeping the pitch the same. Okay, this is a low A. All right, so C, B, A. And that's 3 steps below middle C. So 3 steps below middle C. We'll just imagine it's here. I'm not going to write in the ledger line. So C, B, A. There it is. And finally, we are going to go from bass clef now. So this is a D, 1 step above middle C. Okay. So 1 step above middle C. Right there. Let's write the notes in so we can remember. Okay, 2.4. Circle true or false for each statement. The first note sounds lower than the second note. So this note is lower than that note. All right, so what is this note? And let's think about where it is in relation to middle C, all right? There's middle C. So C, D, E, F. That's an F. All right? An F, a fourth above middle C. So where's middle C in the bass clef? There it is. It's over there. So C, D, E, F sharp. All right. So this note is a semitone higher than that note. So the first note sounds lower than the second note. True. All right. Question B. The second note sounds lower than the first note. The second note sounds lower than the first note. Well, I can already tell you now that that's false, because this is a B flat and that is a B. And this is one semitone lower. But let's just see where it is in relation to middle C. All right? So middle C is over there. Let's just extend that ledger line out a bit. And middle C is over here, right? So if we go from C, we go down to B, all right? So that is a semitone. C down to B, that's a tone. So this note here, that note is lower than this note. The second note sounds lower than the first note. False. The second note is one semitone higher than that note. And question C, the second note sounds higher than the first note. So the second note sounds higher than the first note. Watch out, pay attention. They've switched the treble and bass clefs around here. The first two examples, treble clef came first. Now bass clef comes first. So this is a D flat. All right, this is a D flat. One semitone above middle C. All right. This is a D natural, one tone above middle C. So this note is a semitone higher than this note. The second note sounds higher than the first note. Yep, it's higher by one semitone. True. Okay, section 3, keys and scales. Tick one box to show the correctly written key signature of A major. All right, so how many sharps in A major? 3 sharps. 3 sharps in A major. And what sharps are they? Well, you can use the rhyme. Father Charles goes down, right? So Father Charles goes. Let's put little sharp signs above them. So F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, in that order are the 3 sharps we need to put in the key signature to make A major. All right, so what have we got here? F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. Oh, well, that's in order, but it's actually wrong, because this G sharp needs to be up here. So can we find a bar that looks like that? There it is. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. That's our A major key signature. What have they got here? A D sharp, A sharp, and E sharp. Nope, none of those notes match up. Definitely not that one. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. Well, they've got them in the right order, but they need to go in that order. Get rid of those ones. So it's not that one. We know it's this one. 3.2. Tick one box to show the correctly written key signature of B flat major. Right, so how many flats are there in the key signature of B flat major? There are 2 flats. And what flats are they? Well, the first one's B flat. Second one is E flat. Battle ends and down goes Charles's father. That's the rhyme that I learnt. So those are our first 2 flats that we need to find, B flat and E flat. All right, what have we got here? E flat and B flat. So that's in the wrong order. So it can't be that one. B flat and E flat. This is the correct answer here. So that is where we write them. But let's keep going and have a look. So this, if you were tricked by this would think that this was a B flat because it's on the middle line, but it's only B in the treble clef. No, in the bass clef, that is a D flat, and that is a G flat. So that's miles away from what we need. It's not that answer. And this one, B flat, E flat, well, it's got the correct notes in the correct order, but this B flat is written in the wrong octave. It needs to be written down over there in that octave. So it's not that answer. We've already got the right answer. It's that one. Okay, moving on. 3.3. Tick 3 boxes to show which notes need an accidental to create a melody in the key of D major. In the key of D major, and we need to tick 3 boxes. So there's 3 notes that we need to change. And of course, remember what accidental means. It means flat or sharp, right? So what is the key of D major? It's 2 sharps, isn't it? It's F sharp and C sharp. So we're going to be looking for Fs and Cs that need to be sharpened to bring this melody into the key of D major. All right, so D, no, we don't need to change that. C, there we go. We found one. So that needs to become a sharp. Now that's in the key of D major. D, no, A, no. Shall I write? Let's write the note names above here. All right, C, D, that's C sharp, and A. All right, what is this note? That's an A, octave above that one, up to a B, no, not an F sharp, not an F, not a C. What's that note over there? That's a C, so that needs to be changed to a C sharp to bring it into the key of D major. All right, that's a D. That's also a D, octave below there. What's this note? That's an F. So that needs to be changed to an F sharp. So that we've found our 3rd note there. Needs to become an F sharp. And let's just keep going just in case we've missed anything. That's D. No, we don't need to change that. E. That's fine. And ending on D. Cool. Okay, 3.4. Circle the correct key for each of these 2 melodies. The correct key for each of these 2 melodies. What have we got? A minor, E minor, G major, D major. All right, so what accidentals do we have in this melody? We're in bass clef. We've got a D sharp, right? So a D sharp, an F sharp, and then a D sharp. So if you've been practicing your scales, this should be a little bit easier for you. First of all, let's start with this F sharp, because this is the first sharp that we get in the key signatures. What keys have an F sharp in them? All right, we know G major has an F sharp in them, but G major doesn't have a D sharp in it. All right. What about D major? D major, yeah, that's got an F sharp in it, but then D major also has a C sharp in it. But there are no C's in this, so that's not helping us. However, D major certainly won't have a D sharp in it. All right, so we know it's not D major. We know it's not G major. So now we're into the minor keys. Let's think about the 3 types of scales that you've got to play for your exams. You've got the natural minor, the melodic minor, and the harmonic minor. Do these notes fit the criteria of any of those minor scales? So I think that we're in E minor, which is the relative major, I beg your pardon, the relative minor of G major. And I think that this is some kind of E harmonic minor melody because of this D sharp here. All right, this semitone leading from D sharp up to E. This fits the criteria for E minor. Could it be A minor? Well, what's the relative major of A minor? It's C. And in the key of C, we don't have an F sharp. So E minor is our answer here. Okay, question B. We're in the treble clef now. What are our options? F major, C major, B flat major, or A minor? All right, let's just go in and have a look at the notes and see where the accidentals are. There's a B flat there. So which keys have B flat in them? Well, F major does. F major's got a B flat in it. All right. B flat major also has a B flat in it. It's in the name of the key. A minor? No, doesn't have a B flat in it. C major? Doesn't have a B flat, doesn't have any flats or any sharps in it. So it's one of these two. Now if it was B flat major, we would have an E flat somewhere possibly. So let's go and look for a note on the E line and see if it's flattened. All right, that's an F, no, that's an A, no, that's a G, no, that's an E. In the key of B flat, that would need to be an E flat, and it isn't. So we can safely say that this is an F major melody here. .5. Circle true or false for this statement. This is the 5th degree of the scale of E flat major. True or false? This is the 5th degree of the scale of E flat major. Well, let's write out the key signature for E flat major. How many flats are there in E flat major? So B flat, E flat, A flat. All right, so B flat, E flat, A flat. 3 flats in this key. And this is a B flat. So this falls within the rules of this key signature. So let's write out E flat there. Okay, so there's our E flat going to be. Put a flat sign before it. And let's count and see if this is 5 notes above. E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yes, B flat is the 5th degree of the scale of E flat major. .6. Tick one box to show the correctly written scale of E flat major descending. Okay, so we just now talked about the key signature for E flat, B flat, E flat, A flat. So let's see if these scales fit that criteria. So we want to find the correctly written E flat major scale descending. So it's going to have to start on an E flat. And they all do. No, they don't. This one starts on a C flat. So immediately, this is out. This one starts on an E flat, and this one starts on an E flat. All right, so what was our key signature for E flat major? It was 3 flats. It was B flat, E flat, and A flat. So let's go through the first one and see. E flat, D, C, B flat, A flat, G, F, E flat. So immediately we can see it's this top one. That is our E flat major descending. What's wrong in this scale though? Let's go in and see. E flat, D, C, B flat, A flat, G, F. That's an E natural. If it had a flat sign before it, it would be fine. But no, this is an E natural. Okay, so the top line is our answer. 3.7. Tick 2 boxes to show the 2 pairs of notes in this scale which are a semitone apart. So there is a trick that we can use to remember which ones are semitones if it's a major scale. And a major scale's pattern is tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. So this is a descending major scale. So it would be the opposite way. So let's go in and see first what scale this is. We got a B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat. All right, so this is just a B flat major scale. So let's see if this pattern follows. All right, we'll write underneath these boxes tone. So now this is ascending, so we're going actually reading from right to left, going up. Tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. All right, let's see if this is correct. B flat to A. So of course a semitone is the shortest distance between 2 notes that we're going to use, which means there should be nothing between these 2 notes. There should be no note we can fit between the 2 of them. B flat to A, there is no note we can fit. All right, so that is a semitone. So that's correct. A to G, is there a note that we can fit between A and G? Yeah, well, we could put A flat or G sharp, depending on what you want to call it. Because remember, they're enharmonic equivalents, these 2 notes. So yeah, we could fit this note in between these 2. So it's a tone. All right, good. G to F. All right, is there a note that we can fit between these 2, G and F? Yeah, there is, F sharp. F sharp can go between them. So this is a tone. F to E flat. F to E flat. Is there a note that we can fit between these 2? Yes, there is. That note is E. So this is a tone. E flat to D. So by our prediction, this should be our semitone here. So let's find out. Is there a note that we can fit between E flat and D? No, there isn't. If you say D sharp, that's just another word for E flat. They're enharmonic equivalents. So there's our semitone. We found it. Let's keep going. D to C. Is there a note we can fit between these 2? Yes, C sharp. And what about C to B flat? Yeah, there's a note we could fit between these 2, B. So this is a tone. All right. Okay, 3.8. Cross the 2 incorrect notes in the following scale. A harmonic minor ascending. All right, so it's minor and it's harmonic minor. So let's go in and have a look. The harmonic minor scale is always 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, 7. Alright, so in the case of A harmonic minor, that would be A, B, C, D. Of course, flat 3, remember, in an A major scale, C is a C sharp, but we've flattened the 3. We've made it a C natural. That's what gives us the minor sound. All right, note number 4 is D. Note number 5 is E. Flat 6 is an F natural. F natural. Let's write a natural sign there. Let's write a natural sign there. In an A major scale, that would be an F sharp, but we've flattened the 6th, so it becomes an F natural. And then the 7th note, G sharp. So this is the note names written out for an A harmonic minor scale. Let's see, A, B, C sharp, right. Well, immediately, right there's our wrong notes. That's making an A major sound, that's C sharp, and we want a minor sound. D, E, F, looking good, yeah. D, E, F, F natural. G, that should be a G sharp, so that's our wrong note. And then A to finish off the scale. So the 3rd was incorrect, and the 7th was incorrect. Okay, 3.9. Tick 1 box for X and 1 box for Y to show which notes are needed to complete the scale of D major. So what note goes in this X place and what note goes in this Y place? And this should be a D major scale. So what are the notes of a D major scale? Let's write them out here. So D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp. All right. I'm not going to write D up at the top here because we've got it at the beginning of the scale, and that's just the start of a new octave. So I'll not include that there. Okay, why don't we work backwards? We may as well work backwards. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, right? So this is a D. We want to go up to an E. So in the Y place, this is Y, remember, we're starting here. That's an E we need. Now what's this? F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp. We need a C sharp in the X position. And here, that's right, why don't we write it in? An E. And we've got our D major scale, a descending D major scale. All right, section 4, intervals. Tick 1 box to show the correct number of each interval. The key is F major. How many questions do we have here? 10 questions. All right. So the key is F major. Question A, we are in the treble clef, and that is a B flat. And we are counting up B flat, C, D, E flat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a 4th. All right, in the key of B flat major, that would be a 4th. All right, B to E flat, that would be a 4th. We're in the key of F major, however, but it doesn't hurt to think of these in different keys sometimes. All right, question B, bass clef. What's that note? You know what? I'm going to write down the names of the notes here. All right. What's that note? E flat. All right, that's an E flat. And this is a D. So let's count up how many steps it takes to get to that. E flat, F, G, A, B, C, D. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, that's a 7th. Question C. Forgot to write the D there. There we go. Question C. A, so that's an A, all right. Going up to a E. A, B, C, D, E. It's fifth. A, B, C, D, E. A, B flat, C, D, E, rather. We are in F major, so we would count B flat over there. Question D. What is this note here? That's an E flat. Right, and what's this note here? B flat. So E flat to B flat is, and we count line, space, line, space, line, space, one after the other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. E, F, G, A, B flat. So fifth. Question E. Bass clef. We are starting on D. We're going up to C sharp. All right. C sharp. Right. What is that? D, E, F, G, A, B, C sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. So if that was a D major scale, that would be a 7th. Treble clef, G to A, it's a second. G to A is a second. 1, 2. All right, question G. We've got an F down here, going up to a G. Also a second. F to G is a second. I didn't write that. No, it's up there. G to A. There we go. 2 seconds, one after the other. Question H. We are in the bass clef. All right, so let's do this trick where if we're not sure how low, what these low notes are, we count an octave up. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hang on a second. We've reached that note there. It is an octave. All right. So it's a B flat to B flat. B flat there. 1 octave above. Another B flat. Okay, question I. We're in the bass clef. That's an A. Going up to a C. So, A, B, C. 1, 2, 3. That would actually be a minor third. Alright, that would be a minor third. If it was a C sharp, it would be a major third. But A to C is a minor third. Okay, final question in this section is question J. And we are in the treble clef. And our first note is D. D, E, F, G, A, B. And that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notes up. We get a B. Okay, question number 5, tonic triads. 5.1, circle true or false for each statement. This is the tonic triad of D minor. D minor, all right? What is it that turns D major to D minor? Well, remember we take 1, 3, and 5 from our scale. The first, third, and fifth note of our scale. And if we stack them on top of each other, we get a triad. So the first note's going to be D, of course. D, E, F. 1, 2, 3. F. D, E, F, G, A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So A would be our fifth. And do we have a D there? Yes. Do we have an F there? Yes. Do we have an A? Yes. So this is, in fact, a D minor triad. If we wanted to make it major, what do? We raise that third up by a semitone, and we get a D major. But we are in D minor, so it's an F natural. All right, question B. This is the tonic triad of F major. So what are they doing here? They're trying to trick you into not looking at the clef and just assuming that that's an F there. That is not an F because we're in the bass clef, and that's an A. All right, that's A, that's C, and that's E. So that's actually an A minor triad. If we wanted to make an F major triad, what would we need? From the scale, we'd need notes 1, 3, and 5. And in F major, that's F, F, G, A, B flat, C. F, A, C is what we need. We've got one note in common here, C, but A and E, oh, two notes in common, I beg your pardon, A and C. But this F is missing. So it is false. It is not the tonic triad of F major. All right, 5.2. Add one missing note to complete each triad with the tonic as the lowest note. Use accidentals if necessary. All right, so the tonic is the lowest note in the triad. And here we have B flat major. So let's just do our 1, 3, 5 again. And we're going to count the notes in the B flat major scale and pick out notes 1, which is B flat, 3, B, C, D, and 5, E flat, F, B flat, D, F. These are the notes we need to build a B flat major triad. So we've got a B flat already. We've got an F already. We just need a D. And there's a lovely spot there, right in the middle, to put our D, to build our B flat major triad. Okay, A major. 1, 3, 5. What are the notes we need to build an A major triad? We need A, C sharp, and E. A, B, C, D, E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What have we got? Do we have an A? What's that? That's not an A. That's an C sharp. We're in bass clef, by the way. Don't forget. So that's a C sharp. All right. So not an A. What about this? What's this? This is an E. C, D, E. So we need to put this A in. And it's got to be here. Why? Because the tonic has to be the lowest note, and we are missing the tonic. E minor. Right. 1, 3, 5. What are the notes we need for an E minor triad? Well, the first one's got to be E, because that's the name of the triad that we're trying to build. 3, E, F sharp, G. All right, so that's G natural, not G sharp. E, F sharp, G, A, B, E, G, B. All right, what is this note? It is not a middle C. We are in the bass clef. All right, that's an E. So we've got our E. Do we have a G? That is not a G. That's a B. We're in the bass clef. So we need to put our, we got a B. We need to put our G in, and right in the middle of those two, it's perfect space for it to go to build our E minor triad. All right, 5.3, circle the correct key for each tonic triad. All right, question A. We're in the treble clef. What are our notes here? G, B, and D. G, B, D. Well, that's the first, third, and fifth notes in the G major scale. That's a G major triad. Question B. We're in the treble clef. D, F sharp, and A. That's a D major triad. I think we wrote one up here somewhere. We wrote D minor, but we did talk about D major. Let's keep going. Question C. B flat major. Is this a B flat major, a C major, an E flat major, or an E minor? Well, we're in the bass clef. What is this note? Yep, it's an E flat, and then a G, and then a B flat, E flat, G, B flat. Those notes make an E flat major triad. Question D. We're in the bass clef, and our first note is an F. Second note is an A, and then we get a C. So F, A, C. We had this one up here somewhere. There it is, F, A, C. We were trying to prove that this was not an F major triad, but we worked it out anyway. So F major triad, F, A, C, circle that one. That's our answer. And our final question for this section, question E, we are in the treble clef, and we've got a low A, and then a middle C, and then a E. A, C, E. That's an A minor triad. All right, section 6, terms and signs. Molto. Molto, what does molto mean? Molto means very or much. It's meant to exaggerate a term that's written after it. All right, what about this one? We've got this slur, and we've got staccato. All right, so this means slightly separated. Not quite slurred, not quite staccato. Somewhere in between. And then dalsegno. Dalsegno. Repeat from the beginning, no. In time, no. The end, no. Repeat from the sign, yes. It means from sign. Go to the sign and repeat. Dolce. Dolce. Well, it just means sweet, doesn't it? Play sweetly. And then allegretto. Allegretto is a fairly quick tempo, and that's just something you have to know. All right, next section. Section 7. Look at this melody and then answer the questions that follow. 7.1. Circle true or false. All the notes in bars 1 to 4 of this melody can be found in the key of E minor. All the notes in bars 1 to 4. All right, so that's the whole first line. It can be found in E minor. All right, let's go in and name notes then. What have we got here? We're in the bass clef, so that's an E. And it's quite likely that this is actually in the key of E minor, because our key signature here, all right, 1 sharp, what could that be? Could be G major or E minor, which is the relative minor. And also, if we look at the end, we end on an E, a low E, and music tends to, our ears like it when we return to the home key at the end, for the most part. So that's a big clue there. So let's see if our intuition is right. All right, E jumps up an octave to E, and then down to D sharp. All right, that's fine. We did speak about our E harmonic minor scale. Where was it? Was it this here? I forget, but we had an E harmonic minor that we had written out. That was it. It was 3.4. We figured out that this was some kind of E harmonic minor melody that was being played because of the D sharp and the F sharp. So let's go back down to section 7 and keep naming notes. Right, what's this? That's a B. That's a C. B. A. C. B. A. G. F sharp, because we've got it in the key signature here, F sharp. E. E, F sharp, G, E, E, D sharp, and B. So all of these notes are in the key of E minor. True. 7.2. Tick one box to show how many times the 7th degree of the scale occurs. Tick one box to show how many times the 7th degree of the scale occurs. What is the 7th degree? See, we have to know that this is in E minor. We have to be able to intuit that from what's written here. From those subtle clues, like the key signature, the last note there being an E, this D sharp being the leading note back up, leading us to believe that it's some kind of harmonic minor that's going on here. So E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D sharp. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the 7th note in our E minor scale here is D sharp. So how many times does the 7th degree of the scale occur? Let's find out. So we got 1 D sharp there. No D sharps here. We got a D sharp there. That's another one. So that's 2 in total. Another one there. 3. All right. Going down. Another one there. 4. All right. 5. Watch out for that. Coming up. And that's it. So the answer is 5. We counted 5 D sharps. Seven 7.3. Complete the following 3 sentences by ticking one box for each. The highest note in the melody is... Alright, so the highest note in the melody is B, C, D, or E. Let's go in and find out. Of course, we're just going to be looking for a note that's up at the top of the stave. And we've actually already done the work. We found this note here. We wrote what it was. It's an E. Is there anything higher than this note anywhere else? This is 2 ledger lines above the bass clef. Nothing here. Nothing even comes close. No. Go down to the second line. No, all of these notes are lower. All of these notes are lower. So E is the answer to our question. The highest note in the melody is E. The softest note in the melody is in bar 1, bar 4, bar 6, or bar 8. Okay, so the softest notes. They're asking us about the dynamics. So we want to start looking for dynamic markings. Here's one, right? Piano, dolce, that means sweet, remember. A crescendo, decrescendo, piano, right? Crescendo, decrescendo, double P. That's quite soft. What note is that? That's an E. And which bar is it in? It's in bar 8. So the softest note is this E in bar 8. Let's see if that's an option. The softest note is in bar 8. Cool. Final question of the paper. The notes in bar 2 have the same rhythm as the notes in which of these bars? So bar 2. We're looking for bar 2. Let's go up and have a look. All right, bar 2, and we want to find the rhythm. So that's just ta 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 ta. All right, just quavers all the way. So which of these bars has just quavers in it? Well, it's bar 5, isn't it? Here it is, bar 5. Ta 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 ta. It's the same as ta 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 ta. Nice. Let's just get rid of that. So bar 2 and bar 5. And yes, bar 5 is an option there. And we are done with our grade 2 example paper. I wish you the best of luck. for your exams. Thank you for following along, and I'll see you in the next video.